Ask Mr. Biggs is made possible by listeners like you. To support the show, go to askmrbiggs.com/support.
Council says that includes 150 grams of fat. It would take a 4-hour run for a person who weighs 160 pounds to burn all that off. For USA Radio News, I'm Chris Barnes.
Hello. This is Mr. Biggs, and you've tuned in to the Ask Mr. Biggs radio program here on 98.3 FM. I'm your host, Mr. Biggs, and oh, by the way, I've had a couple of questions on internet. People asking, is that with one G or two? And the answer is two. Two G's in Biggs. B-I-G-G-S. And if you have any questions, if you forget how to spell it, just go on over to askmrbiggs.com. That's with two G's, and you can get confirmation there. Also, all the ways to contact the show are also listed there on the Internet Computer website. So, speaking of questions, we're going to be taking a bunch of questions on the show today. If you've got a conundrum that is vexing you, I suggest you call in because the phone lines are not wide open. We've got a line or two available right now. All right. We've just getting used to the new studios, so bear with me here. All right, forgive me. I forget. What the name was, the name is...
It's Rachel.
Rachel. Which call here?
3.
I don't understand. Now, the red lights and the green lights, it's different because before we just had the light, and now the colored...
Line 3.
Okay. Line 3. Caller, are you there?
Yes.
All right. What's your question?
Well, just to outline it real quick, I've been with this girl for about 3.5 months.
Yeah?
I was really going through a hard time in life, a big transition in life beliefs and things like that, and she just kind of fell into my world. I mean,
listen. I don't need your entire story, okay? Just tell me the important part.
Things were really good for a while, but about 3 weeks ago, she just got really cold, you know.
No. I need to know the important parts. Give me stats. I need stats. Give me the measurements.
36, 23, and 36.
Okay, let me write that down. She sounds like a very healthy girl.
Yes.
Yeah. Very attractive.
And she
has
has
an hourglass figure. Go on.
She just started getting really cold, and I know it was because of all the stress that she was going through, but just really cold toward me, quit being affectionate at all, and it came to a point where she told me that she thought, our relationship wasn't working out and that I needed to leave.
She kicked you out?
Yes.
Oh, man. That is cold.
But then when it came to the point and I did leave, she's just been crying and she wants me back, and I, I said that I don't want to do this anymore,
Okay, well...
And I feel like if things could be better for us separate,
There's a lot that can be said for living on your own, though. I mean, that gives a man space to walk around in his skivvies.
But she's been calling me and just crying the past 2 days, just begging me to come back.
Listen, Captain, she's the one that kicked you out of your home, okay? Do you even want to go back?
Part of me does.
Well, I mean, she kicked you out once. What's stopping her from doing it again? What part of you wants to be with a woman who kicked you out?
But part of me, there's part of me that sees, that we did love each other and things could be hard. But, we could make it. But then there's part of me that feels like...
23, 36.
Oh,
nothing. I was just going over my notes here.
The hardest part for me is it's like most relationships have a time where it's just the two of them, But with us, it's like she has 2 ex-husbands. She doesn't have the attention to give to all of us.
She's got what?
2 ex-husbands.
And they're all there? They're all there in the same house?
Yes.
Okay.
And one of the ex-husbands is extremely jealous and possessive, and has even to the point of threatened that he was going to hire someone to kill me.
Whoa! When did he do that?
One night when he was wasted. And he...
Hey, you sound like you make bad decisions. Have you ever been in a relationship before this?
I did when I was younger, but honestly, Wendy is her name. This is the first relationship I've been in about 3 years, probably.
Well, this is not a relationship. What's your question for me?
Whether I should stay.
No, you should go.
Hey, I'm sorry. It's really hard to hear you.
Oh, is this better?
Yes.
Okay, I'll talk like this the rest of the show.
Yeah, that's better.
We're having some... it's a new studio, and we got some bugs to work out. Okay, have you ever heard of a quadruple? A quadruple.
I don't know.
It's when 4 grown-ups get together and hug and other stuff too.
I don't know.
All right. Listen, you need to stick. Okay, listen, Charlie. I cannot keep this up.
I think
I'm gonna have to cut this short.
All right.
Okay, listen, you break it off with your crazy quadruple pinup lady and her harem of man whores.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you for the call. Oh. Oh. Gotta adjust some levels.
Merry Christmas, Elvis, I love you so. Oh yes, Elvis, by the way, happy birthday.
Questions that you need answers to, that's when you call me up. This is Mr. Biggs on the Ask Mr. Biggs radio program on 98.3 FM. You are on with Mr. Biggs.
Hey, when I was first married to my wife, we go over and we'd see her family and whatnot. But one night after dinner, we're coming home, and I said to her, I'm having the darndest time getting to know your brother. We just don't hit it off.
Well, the secret is to find a topic that both of you enjoy to discuss.
I talk sports, and he doesn't care at all.
Oh.
And he keeps wanting to talk about these Broadway musicals.
Well, there you go. Yeah, talk about that.
I don't know anything about those.
What? You don't like the theater?
No.
Oh, come on. They're doing Brigadoon down at the rec center. You should go.
Thinking about it.
You should.
And
it's going to be a good show.
And you know, he doesn't like sports, and he talks about Broadway.
Well, like I said, the challenge is to find a common interest that both of you enjoy, that you can both talk about.
I'm beginning to think that guy's a homosexual.
A what?
A homosexual?
Are you a homosexual?
No.
Okay, all right. Well, listen, I'm just asking. Sometimes the gays have a sixth sense about that stuff. You know, the gaydar thing. You know, maybe it's time that you find a new activity for you both to enjoy, like macrame or making jerky.
Well, you know he's a homosexual, don't you?
Well, yeah, some gays like meat. Salty, briny, smoky meats.
I don't know anything about those.
Well, I mean, maybe it's time you learn. I mean, the two of you can go check out a book at the library and spend the afternoon at the park reading up on it, reading passages to each other. And then the two of you can go back to his place and spend the rest of the day stuffing a smoky box full of salty meat. Thanks for the call. Let's keep it moving here. Call in. We got 2 lines open right now on the Ask Mr. Biggs radio program.
You have a call. On line 9.
Caller, you're on the air.
I was driving on the freeway here in town, and I noticed that the gas gauge on my car was down, pretty close to the danger zone, and I didn't pay too much attention to it. I kept thinking to myself, okay, I can get there.
Yeah, I think we all see where this one's going.
And very stupidly let myself run out of gas.
Bingo.
And
bad judgment.
As luck would have it, though, I was able to take an exit ramp off of the freeway, but and I tried to make it to the bottom, across either the gas station at the other end of the ramp, see across the street. Well, I thought, okay, I can make it.
Yeah.
I ran out of gas on the ramp.
And this is one of the biggest reasons why you never, ever want to let your tank drop below half.
Yeah.
Think of it this way. Has any vehicle ever run out of gas with half of a full tank? Let that sink in for a minute or two.
And all of a sudden, out of what seemed to be nowhere to me, I don't know where they came from, 2 young kids, a boy and a girl, both dressed identical.
Huh.
White tops, red shorts, real bright red shorts, and sneakers.
Yeah, sneakers. Don't the kids in the Tri-County Glee Club wear that kind of getup? Rhonda, were you in Glee Club?
No.
Anyway, they asked me if I needed help, and I said, boy, do I ever, So they said, we'll help you push you across, down the ramp and across the gas station so you can get your gas. Well, they did.
Oh, nice, wholesome kids.
Pushed me all the way down. We pushed the car. I got in and steered it, and they pushed. And we got across and pulled right up into the gas pump area.
Nice.
Just, driving that car just like a car.
Yeah, good. You could just, push it down the hill. It's good thinking.
Well, when I got to the gas station, I turned around to thank them.
Yeah, that's the least you can do. I mean, we're lucky to have those Glee Club types in our community. I'm a little bit distracted by the sound of the echo. I'm going to have to ask you, like somebody else should have done before the call began.
Call them every time.
I'm going to ask you to please turn your radio down just a little bit, okay? Because I'm finding it distracting to hear the sound echoing back at me. When you get on the air, please turn your radio down.
It's not my fault.
Anyway, I turned around to thank them, and
Yeah.
I pushed the limit.
I don't follow you.
Both of them are dark-haired and very handsome.
I see. So these kids, did they look anywhere close to being adults?
They did. I'd say teenagers or early 20s.
Yeah. Seems kind of old for glee clubbers. And so you got a real good look at how old they were? I mean, could you tell for sure how old they were?
I didn't.
I see. Okay. So then you
I
had...
pushed the limit.
Yeah. Yeah, you did. Half a tank. Yeah, don't go lower than... And that way you won't have any problems. You know, I think we should take a break. Let's take a break. We'll be back on the Ask Mr. Biggs radio program.
Attention women, if you or a loved one sustained injuries caused by transvaginal mesh, blood clots, bladder mesh, any form of internal bleeding or stroke, pelvic sling, or popular prescription bladder sling, you may be entitled to prescription internal bleeding and even death. The FDA issued a popular bleeding event to doctors and patients concerning injuries caused by transvaginal strokes and bladder clots. Please call now. If you or a loved one has had one of these devices implanted, you may be entitled to 24 serious strokes. Time is limited. If you or a loved one's life has been affected from any form of internal bleeding or stroke after taking prescription transvaginal mesh, bladder mesh, pelvic sling, or bleeding events, you may be entitled to a transvaginal sling. Call 800-205-PRESCRIPTION-DEATH now. Our toll-free phone lines are open. Call 800-205-PRESCRIPTION-DEATH. That's 800-4121. Prescription-DEATH. Again, 800-DEATH. 205-41. Popular prescription-DEATH.
Hey, folks. This is Flip Sorensen. On the next Flip's Tips, we're going to talk about those little dealy dongles that hang from your car keys. They're called fobs. And for most of us, we use them to unlock our car doors and trunks. But did you know those little suckers are battery powered? It's true. Which means when you go to push the button to unlock your car and the battery's dead, your car door will not unlock. So how do you get in your car? Or your trunk? I'll tell you how on the next episode of Flip's Tips.
Flip's Tips every Saturday morning at 7:30 a.m. right here on this station. Flip's Tips.
98.3. Hey, Rachel, I gotta be honest. I am not feeling well. Do me a favor. Find out if Elizabeth can come in early, because I may not make it till the end of the show at this point.
Okay.
Feeling a little...
I'm sorry.
Yeah, just, be ready. Be ready. If she can't come in early, I may need to take a little pit stop in the old boys' room. All right, let's try to press ahead here. We are on live and taking your calls on 98.3 FM with the Ask Mr. Biggs radio program, line 7. Caller, you're on the air.
Yeah.
What's your question?
I really hate using the damn computer.
Okay.
And I've got Windows 27.0, no audio.
I don't think that's a real thing. I mean, Windows 10 is the most
And my-
is the latest version that they got.
You know, what do you call it? Printer's starting to act up.
All right. Well, have you updated the drivers recently or power cycled it?
I won't go anywhere near that.
Well, you're going to have to go near it to get to the power button. Unless you got it on a power strip, you can flip the switch on that, maybe.
So, no, I'm looking for a manual typewriter. And,
Wait, are we talking about a printer or a typewriter?
no, I'm looking for those.
Oh, you're looking for a typewriter.
I'm looking for a manual typewriter
Yeah.
and also a slide rule. Back then, and
Okay, well, that's not really the kind of
if I
thing.
could get a hand pump.
Okay, I think you may have this show confused with Tradio. That's on Sunday mornings on 98.3. This show is Ask Mr. Biggs.
Is that right?
Yeah, I answer questions that people have. They call up and ask me the questions, and then I give them answers.
Yeah, not for me.
Well, I guess it's not for everyone, but, you know.
I have no interest in...
Okay, well, listen, it's a very popular show, and I understand why you're confused. Because, you know, I've been meaning to bring this up. The website is a little confusing. They have still not updated the name of the show up on the website. Rachel, can we please have the website updated?
You're not my boss.
Okay, well...
Do this, Rachel. Do that, Rachel.
Can you tell that little fella, you know, the one in the skinny jeans, tell him to update the show. It is not called Stick It with Mr. Biggs. It is Ask Mr. Biggs. You see, I used to do a show called Stick It.
Stick it.
About glues and adhesives. It was an adhesive advice show.
Yeah, well, I remember when I was assembling gaskets on electric meters, and we were using Duco cement, which had toluene in it.
Oh, yeah. The good stuff.
And by the end of the day, of course, toluene is carcinogenic, and, you know, it does nasty things to your liver, too.
Oh, yeah. You don't need to tell me. I know.
And by the time I was riding home on the subway, I was starting to crash and get a headache, and yeah, that really convinced me, want to stay away from stuff like that.
Yeah, I've been there a few times myself.
Yeah, believe it.
I do believe it. Yeah.
But I am, as I said, I'm looking for a functioning manual typewriter.
Yeah, well, call in on Sunday.
And or additional slide rules.
Slide rules?
To use, because...
Additional slide rules?
I've only got one.
Okay.
That was given to me.
Well, you know, it's always good to have an extra. You know, it's like I always say, having one is like having none. Because
yeah.
If the one fails, then you don't have a backup. So having one is like having none, and having two is like having one. Because then you've got an extra one.
Yeah.
And then having three is like having two. And having four is excessive. I don't think you need that many slide rules, but you want to have at least one extra one on hand in case you break your slide rule, your primary one.
Yeah, well, I've got mixed feelings about slide rules.
Yeah, me too.
I'm just looking for a manual typewriter to use. Either that or I'm just going to handwrite my letters from now on.
Oh, that's surprising. You're a letter writer, huh?
It takes more effort and more concentration to do that. That's the way I used to not send Christmas cards. I'd send 3-page letters.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing like getting a long, rambling holiday missive, manifesto to brighten up the holiday season. At least it keeps your brain active.
Well, you know, you stay in bed, you'll get bed sores, and at this point, MRSA.
Yeah, you got to keep moving.
You know, we all end up food for the bugs.
Good point.
Some sooner, some later. Some easier, some harder.
You should put that in the Christmas letter this year.
Worthless prick.
What?
Sorry about
Oh,
that.
no, hey, listen. It's a family show. Do me a favor. When you call up Tradio on Sunday, no cursing, all right?
Oh,
Did you dump that?
but anyhow.
Did you bleep it?
What?
Well, listen, sir, thanks for calling.
Yeah.
Yeah, and good luck with your typewriter search. Okay. All right. Let's see. We should go to another call. Oh, all right. Yeah, hold on a second. Listen. I gotta hit the head. Rachel, just, I don't know. Just kill time. Do something.
I'm not gonna do that. Hello? Hey, I'm Mr. Biggs. I'm so smart. I just want to tell you people what to do, and I pretend that I'm better than everyone else. I'm so cool. Hey, I'm putting it out over there. I'm a, yeah, dippity-doo. Purr, purr, purr.
Okay. All right. All right, are we still in a break?
Yeah, sure.
Though it's been said many times, many ways, Merry Christmas to
All right, it's the Ask Mr. Biggs radio program, taking your calls and questions, and giving out advice for free on radio. So, line 2, you're on with Mr. Biggs. What's your question?
I'm happy to talk to you. I hear that you have some good advice.
Well, I don't like to toot my own horn, but I have been known to give out a little gem once in a while. You know, I'd like to say that I know a little.
Listen.
No, wait. I know a little bit about most things.
Well, I hope so, because I might be getting a divorce right now.
Oh dear.
And I want to get your advice. My wife and I, we have having a problem.
Well, that's why I'm here. So tell me what the marital issue is.
We don't know whether to get a plumbing problem fixed. We have a slab leak, and I don't know what a slab leak is.
Well, a slab leak is when you have a leak in your slab. You see, a lot of homes are built on a concrete foundation, and sometimes the older homes, the plumbing that goes throughout the house was actually embedded into the concrete foundation. And as those pipes wear out, you sometimes will get a little pinhole leak, and the water will seep out and saturate the concrete foundation, and the ground will become moist. It'll become, if it's coming from your hot water heater, sometimes the ground will actually get warm. It'll get hot from the hot water leaking out. In fact, one time I knew a fella who had a slab leak in his kitchen. And they wondered, why is the cat always laying over in that area on that one particular place of the linoleum? It was right in the middle of the kitchen. Stupid cat's always underfoot. It turns out he had a slab leak coming from his hot water line, causing the ground underneath the linoleum to become very warm and perfect for laying down and taking a little nap.
Listen,
But just because it was pleasant to lay on does not mean that it's a good thing, because it's not good to have it. It can cause a lot of damage in the long run, and if you've got a slab leak, it's definitely a problem.
But I think it's a problem, and I'm saying we should have it before we try to get pregnant. But she does not agree, and it's a problem.
Well, yeah, that's what I said. Yes, slab leak repair can get very pricey, but, so can having little babies. Do you have homeowners insurance or anything like that?
No.
Well, that right there shows me that you are an irresponsible adult. I suggest you get your financial priorities in order before you consider having little rugrats running around taking naps on the hot slab.
It's becoming a problem.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, you got to be concerned about the foundation damage and the drywall damage if it's near a wall, and black mold. Don't forget the black mold. The silent killer, black mold. I mean, why are you even considering having kids if you've got major home repair projects pending?
Because, she wants to get pregnant.
Well, tell her to cool her jets. Slow your roll, honey. No one should be raising a kid learning how to walk on a moist slab foundation. Does that answer your question?
No.
All right. Well, we're running out of time, so thanks for the call. I appreciate.
My wife and I.
We appreciate the call, and let's take a break. Express my intense appreciation for you tuning into the Ask Mr. Biggs radio program, especially after we've been gone on this little hiatus of ours. Got a new studio, got a new attitude, new parking space, couple of fresh scars, both emotional and physical. But I'm back in the saddle and ready to offer up advice to you if you've got a question. If you got something that's bugging you, you can go ahead and send me an email on your computer machines at the following address: bigscast@gmail.com. That's BIGGSCAST @ symbol, which you can access by pressing the Shift key and the numeral 2 on most standard keyboards. Gmail, just like it sounds. Then the period, then type COM. And that email will get right to me. And thank you to the supporters on Patreon that have stuck with me through this difficult time. Have you noticed how I'm not thanking the people that did not stick with me through this difficult time? They can go to hell for all I care. You people that jump ship, you are dead to me. Unless you come back. But those of you who stuck with me, thank you. I'd like to thank a few of those people specifically. Michael McElwain, for one. Wasted Memory, thank you. Mark Saratelli, I appreciate you. Antonio Gurgel, thanks. Thanks for sticking with us. And, of course, I want to give a special shout-out to Abby Trias, the very first supporter on Patreon, and she's still there. She is not a fair-weather friend. She has been with me since day one, people. That means a lot to me. So until next time, this has been Mr. Biggs for the Ask Mr. Biggs radio program. Oh yeah, and thanks, Rachel.
What?
I said thank you.
Oh, okay.
I remembered.
Oh, whatever.
I'm beginning to think that guy's a homosexual.
This program is continued on the other side of the cassette.